Hey guys, welcome back to GameTree. Today we're going to look at the issue of how do you know your personality type. Now a lot of people spend months or even years figuring this out. Some people never know. So what I'm going to present is a lot of different techniques and thoughts into how you can accurately figure out your type much more quickly. Now usually a good starting point is personality tests. They're not always going to be entirely accurate, but they're going to give you a general indicator. And the first step on this step is to be aware of your own biases. A lot of people just don't know much about themselves, and in that case try to just be ruthlessly honest. Don't think about what you want to answer a question as. Generally try to answer the question as what's true most of the time, and even better than that is just go with your first impulsive reaction to a question. Another bias is just not answering questions very clearly. Especially I notice among more sensory types, they might not answer the questions in the spirit that they were asked. So ask friends or other people to cross-reference and really try to figure out that you're answering the questions correctly, otherwise you'll end up with the wrong type. And the last thing is to be aware of meta-information. A lot of people can identify with anything at any point in time, saying like, oh yeah, I can be organized, or oh, I can be organized, and anybody can draw inferences of different personality traits manifesting, but being aware of how often do you actually do these compared to the people who are known for this is a whole nother monster. So just try to be aware of, are you actually just cherry picking thoughts, or is this a common pattern that you're doing very frequently? And with this, it helps to ask other people as well. So you've taken a test. Now the next step is take a couple more. And the best thing you can do is just take a few different tests, see if there's an overlap, or get those different types, and then investigate a little bit deeper to see which one's right for you. Now, a lot of the tests ask bad questions, or they just have bad theory, or they're not calculating things correctly, so you can't rely too much on those. They seem like they should be something objective, but they're really not, just because of a lot of variety of biases between you and the test. And again, they're about 50% accurate on average. The one that we've designed with GameTree is about 80% accurate so far as I can tell, and even I'm completely subjectively biased because I'm the one doing a lot of the analyses. But I'll give you a link to a few of my favorite tests in the description below that I recommend the most and I tend to find the most accurate that I see people taking. So now you've got your types, and here are a few next step tips that I really like to use. And the first one is to actually Google jobs for and then look up the type, and that'll give you a rough estimation of the kinds of things that that type of person likes to do in the world. And if those kinds of things seem fun to you, because those ways of thinking are how people naturally get energized, then you're in the right track. For example, if you're somebody who really likes science and engineering, and the type's job recommendations are like social workers and childcare, you're probably not that type. So that's a good way to cross-reference despite what all the personality tests are saying, or as a way to reinforce the results. Another one that you can do on top of this is go to the GameTree wiki, where we talk about gaming, if you're somebody who likes games or likes the idea of playing games. And we talk about different characteristics of players in games and also the kinds of platforms and genres that appeal to people. So if you roughly fit into these patterns, or you're at least not the complete opposite, then you're also in the right track. My favorite is actually looking up celebrities. Because if you see all these celebrities and you're like, wow, that's a cool person, that's a cool person, that's a cool person, you probably think they're cool because that's kind of what you're like. So if you look at the celebrities and they're people that you identify with or like a lot, then that's probably your type. And the last step, and this one's really actually the best, and I've taken this from Dave Superpowers, who's working on objective personality system, of going way more complex and deep into the system, but it requires a lot more study and is not very user-friendly, but very good if you're interested in this stuff, is just getting more objective third-party points. Ask your friends, ask your families what type they think you are, or have them read a couple descriptions if you're trying to decide between them, and have them pick out which one sounds the most like you. Because we are so subjective about ourselves, it's like trying to have a microscope decide what kind of microscope it is. It can see everything but itself, and our own brains, our own psychologies are like this. So by getting external points of reference from friends and family, then you're actually going to know you're in the right track. Just kind of find out what are the most common things appearing that people are saying, and that's probably the truth. So there you have it. Take a few tests, whittle down those results. Look into the games, the celebrities, the jobs for that type, whittle down the results, and then ask your friends and family, get some external objective points of view, and you have your type. Oh, and one more tip. If you have friends who are into this typology and they're certain about their types, then you can actually look at them and analyze their behaviors and how they fit things and try to sort of navigate yourself from them. Like if you're deciding if you're a more feeler or thinker type, or if you're actually an ESFP or not, just look at their characteristics, their patterns, the ways that they act, and really objectively try to say, even though I like this person, am I actually like them? And that's a good way to navigate and know what you are, or at least what you're not. So if you're trying to figure out your types and this whole process hasn't exactly worked out for you, leave some comments below and I'll try to get back to you. And also, if you have any tips that aren't covered in this video, I'd love to hear those in the description below so we can all get better at typing ourselves and others. Thanks for watching. Let us know what you think in the comments below, and subscribe if you want to see more content like this in the future. See you next time.